beloved, your name came up. I'm risking everything telling you because right now, somewhere in your world, two people are having a conversation that you don't know about, and it's not casual. It's not a passing mention where someone says your name and keeps moving. This is the kind of conversation that starts as one thing and ends up being entirely about you. Because the one person who actually knows you cannot help themselves once your name comes up. They go quiet for just a second. Like your name requires something from them. Like they need to collect themselves before they can do anything useful with it. And they start talking and they don't stop. I want you to sit with that for a second, because what I am picking up right now is so specific, and I need you to feel this before I even explain it. This person is in a room with someone else, and every time they say your name, something shifts in their face. Their voice changes. And the other person in that room is sitting there quietly, just watching it happen, updating everything they thought they knew about you, because the one who knows you, they are not summarizing. They are not being brief. They're painting the whole picture, every layer, every detail, like they have been waiting for someone to ask about you. And nobody had to ask. The words just came out. Here is what's happening in that room right now. This person is talking about what you went through. The hard part. Yeah, the hard part. Whatever your specific version of it was, the collapse, the chaos, the thing that felt like the ground going out from under you, they know about it, they understand the weight of it, and they are telling this other person something that matters. They are saying, this could have broken someone. This would have broken most people, but it didn't break you. And that is the part they can't get past. That is what they keep coming back to. You kept moving through all of it. When there was every reason to stop, every reason to fold, every legitimate reason to say, I cannot do this anymore. You didn't say that. You just kept going. And to this person, that is not just something they admire. That is the thing they recalibrated their entire understanding of what a human being can actually be, can actually go through. You changed their baseline. Before you, they had one idea of what strength looked like. After you, they have a completely different one. And here's the thing that's actually killing me about this. Before you came into their life, this person had made certain quite decisions about what was available to them, about what level of hope was reasonable, about how much to expect from people, from life, from connection. They adjusted their expectations down to a size that felt survivable. And then there was you. You didn't wake up and decide to change this person. I genuinely don't think that. I think you were just being yourself. You are just being yourself. Your particular way of moving through things, your particular quality of showing up even when it's hard. And they watched that, and something in them cracked open that heart that had been sealed. That hard to understand because you make it inconvenient to stay closed. You make it difficult to hold on to the small version of things in your presence. Something about who you are makes people want to believe in more than they did before they knew you. And this person knows that about themselves now. They are completely clear on what happened when they encountered you. They know you are a before and after in their life. That's not dramatic language. That's not something they are saying casually. You are the line that divides their story into two different chapters. So they are in that room giving this other person the full before and after every detail. And the other person is sitting there going, oh, I see. Yeah, okay, I understand now. And what feels the room is this protective energy that runs underneath everything. This person is saying everything. They know about the unfair part, the specific people or situations that were directed at you in a way that you didn't deserve. The one who saw you on unsteady ground and used it. Who thought that instability was an opportunity. who had a specific investment in making you smaller, more manageable, less than you actually are. And when they get to this part of your story, something shifts in them. Like they sharpen quietly, like something in them gets lit up. And there is this moment where the composed version of them is trying to manage it, but isn't entirely managing it, because their protectiveness of you goes beyond just being a decent person who doesn't like injustice. It's more charged than that, more specific. Like, how dare anyone think they could do that to you? How dare anyone look at who you are and decide you could be diminished? This is the energy in that room right now. Pure, uncomplicated, unmanaged fury on your behalf. And then right after the fury, they pivot. The whole room changes when they do, because they get to who you are now. This version right now, standing where you are standing. Not the version from inside the hard part. Not the version still in the middle of it. The one that came all the way through. The one that exists today. And when they get there here, I keep seeing this shift in them, like watching someone's whole face change. The heaviness just lifts, and what replaces it, something I can only describe as lit up, because this is their favorite part of your story. This is the part they could talk about forever. You're standing in your full power, not waiting for permission, not waiting for circumstances to be perfect, not still carrying the weight of what was done to you, just standing in everywhere, in everything you actually are, with all dots, with all tools, with all the hard-won clarity, with more access to yourself than you have ever had. And this person is in that room trying to explain that to someone who might not see you regularly. And they keep saying the things like, no, you don't understand. The person I'm describing is not just okay after everything they went through, though. They are standing in more power than they have ever had. You have to understand that this person is something to see right now. And they mean every single word. They mean every single word. But here's what I need you to understand. This person is not being subtle about you, not even a little bit subtle. And I don't mean that cruelty. I mean it with warmth. They are so obviously, visibly, helplessly drawn to you. And they are under the impression that no one can tell. Everyone can tell. The other person in the room can tell. I can tell, and I'm not even there. And here is the part that catches them off guard. Every so often, something slips out. Something a little too specific, a little too familiar, a little too warm for what was supposed to be a neutral description of someone they know. And when it slips out, they catch it. They catch it, pull back slightly, returns the composed version, but the other person caught it. And they are definitely not saying anything about it. They are just sitting there registering. Oh, okay. It's like that. Yeah, it's like that. This person wants to have a real conversation with you directly, not through anyone else, not in the background of someone else's conversation to you. Your face, some version of what they keep saying in that room. They want to say to you, they haven't yet. And here is where I genuinely have to try not to laugh, because they are rehearsing in their head right now, maybe even while they are in this conversation, running different version of how to reach out, trying out different opening lines, worrying about word choice, thinking about how to come across as intellect and intelligent, worthy of your time, like someone you would take seriously, like someone who deserves to be seen as significant in your eyes. And the thing is, people do not rehearse conversations with people who don't matter. People do not lose sleep over word choice with someone they could take or leave. The degree of nervous energy going into this opening line is directly proportional to how much you matter to them. And it's an enormous amount of nervous energy, which means you matter enormously, not a little, not in some manageable way. Enormously underneath everything, underneath all the awe and the protectiveness and the way they cannot keep it off their face. There's just missing you. This person misses you in in a constant present tense, doesn't stop kind of way. Not in a passing, sometimes something reminds me way, in a you are in the background of my days kind of way. Things come up and you are the first person they turn toward in their mind. Not the second, the first. Before the thought is even fully formed, they have already moved forward, moved toward you. Sometimes they don't reach out. Maybe it's circumstances, maybe it's distance, maybe it's timing or that specific situation. Whatever is true for you watching this, but the turning toward you happens anyway, every time without them choosing it. It just happens. And here is the specific thing I want you to hear. They are not missing a version of you that doesn't exist anymore. They are not missing who you were before. They are missing exactly who you are right now. This version today, after everything, the one that came through and is standing on the other side, that is the one they miss. That is the one they keep turning toward. You might not walk around feeling like this on the ordinary days. You probably don't. You are probably just living your life, handling whatever's in your front of you, moving through you, through things. And you don't walk around feeling like someone's great love or someone's favorite conversation or the person who cracked open someone else's entire internal world. But you are. That is what your name is doing in that room right now. And I need you to take that seriously. Not for this, for their sake, for yours, for your sake. Because you spent real time in real conversations, in real situations that tried very hard to tell you otherwise. That heart that had a specific investment in making you feel like less, like smaller, like someone who should accept what they were being given because you didn't deserve better. And you came all the way through that. You're not going to come all the way through that and then keep carrying the version of yourself those situations were trying to leave you with. That's not how this works. You are the name that requires a moment. You are the person someone is in a room right now trying to explain and running out of words for because you don't fit neatly inside the normal language for these things. You are the one they cannot say plainly, cannot reduce, cannot make casual, cannot keep off their face when they try. And here is where I need to be honest with you. You've been waiting for permission. You've been waiting for someone to finally say what you already know is true. But the ache of that waiting, the ache of needing to be chosen, that ache is becoming something different now. It's becoming a catalyst for something radical. It's becoming the catalyst for you to finally choose yourself. Not as a second choice, not as a consolation prize. As the main event is the person who met us most. You met us most. Because a real unfiltered conversation is the deepest form of spiritual intimacy there is. Not grand gestures, not silent admiration from a distance. A nervous, honest, direct conversation. Face to face. Someone showing up as they are without masks and speaking their truth. That is what you're waking up to. That is what you are beginning to demand. And if this person who's in that room right now rehearsing their opening line can find the courage to have that conversation, that becomes information too. That becomes clarity. That becomes, how should I say that? That becomes the moment you realize you've been waiting for someone to be brave enough to meet you where you already are. And maybe they will find that courage. Maybe they will reach out. Maybe that conversation will finally happen. But whether it does or doesn't, one thing is true. You survived something that would have broken most people. That survival was not punishment. That was not punishment at all. That was protection. That was divine protection. That was evidence of an unshakable strength that cannot be shaken. Not by them, not by anything. The dark night of the soul, that wasn't a punishment. It was a battlefield, and you are still standing. You came through the other side and intact, more yourself than ever, standing in more power than you have ever had. That's not something to whisper about. That's something to claim. Yeah, to claim. That's your truth. And here's what I need you to understand about all of this. Love alone isn't enough. That's the hard part. Soul recognition is real. That connection they feel with you, that's real. But without action, without someone brave enough to close the distance and have the conversation and show up in the real world, not just in their head, not just in that room with someone else, it stays as potential energy. It stays as something beautiful and distant. And you are done with beautiful and distant. You are done carrying the weight alone. You've become someone extraordinary and you know it now. You might not have known it before, but something shifted. You know it in your bones. You know you are the main character in your own story now. Not a supporting role, not someone waiting to be chosen, the main character, the hero of your own journey. And if someone wants to be part of that story, they have to show up as themselves, nervous and honest and real, not rehearsed, not managed, real. So take this with you. Someone in a room right now is saying you're something to see. They're trying to explain what you mean to them and running out of language for it because you don't fit inside the normal words. They are missing you. They are turning toward you in their mind before the thought is even finished. They are waking up nervous about how to reach you. And whether they find that courage or not, whether that conversation happens or not, you need to know this. You change someone's baseline just by being yourself. That's not small. That's not casual. That's the kind of thing that echoes by the conversation you have with yourself right now that matters more. The conversation where you finally say, I am enough. I am worthy of being chosen. I'm worthy of real effort and real action and real showing up. I'm not waiting anymore. I'm moving forward into my own destiny. That conversation, you get to have that one. And nobody needs to be in the room for you to say it. You just have to mean it. That's all. Love you. Be safe.